kind of sharing the
All right,
time that he felt.
yeah, I'll finish up. So I lost my wife, Rachel, March 1st, 2020. Um, and life doesn't stop, right? The bills keep coming. The kids still have to go to school. You know, things still happen, right? And so that was a time where I couldn't stick. I couldn't get stuck. I just had to go, right? But then, 13 days after Rachel died, COVID shut everything down. And so you talk about being stuck like in your house with nowhere to go, nothing to do, just trying to survive with 3 little ones with no mommy, and just trying to figure it out, right? And I think what's so scary is so many of us have never gotten out of that season. It was such an odd season for all of us, guys. We were all like in this same, like trying to figure it out. Nobody had any idea what tomorrow was going to look like. We were all trying to struggle through it, but so many of us, there's been a lot of mental health issues that's come from that. We all know that. There's been a lot of people that have just lost their drive and their desire and their motivation to do more, to dream, right? And so that for me was a season where I was like, man, I don't know what tomorrow looks like. I don't know what next month looks like. I just lost my wife. I have no idea what this thing is that's happening to us. And so that's the deepest I've ever been in like uncertainty, as far as like, I don't have any idea. I have dreams. I don't know that I can go after them. I don't know that I have permission to do that. Everybody's just in this scared mindset of what tomorrow's going to look like. And so that for me was a time in my life and probably most of our lives of uncertainty and just feeling stuck.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Brandon. Bob, you've said before that it's not the fall that kills you, it's the bounce.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if you're parachuting and your parachute goes out, and you fall, it's not the first fall that kills you, right? It breaks all your bones. It's the bounce.
You bounce up and it's the second hit. So catching people on the bounce.
Catching people on the bounce.
My goal. Then Brandon, I just think you're such a stud in the way that you and Jesse in your way have just dealt with pain. And the thing about pain is pain is pain is pain.
Yeah.
It's never like graded on a curve. It's never wasted, although it feels so unnecessary at the time. And I think sometimes this side of heaven's curtain, we're not going to really actually figure it all out. But what we can do is continue to sing and continue to show up and bring everything that I got, including my questions. I love in Mark 9, there's a dad who has a really honest conversation with Jesus. He just says, I believe, just help my disbelief. Like, help all the part I don't believe yet.
Yes.
So it's easy to say you believe it all until it all gets super wonky, and then to just get real with the parts that you don't believe yet. Just say like, and we all deal with it a different way. Just seeing in the right behind me for the first time, like sitting on my couch here, and there's a painting. It's called like Group Cherokee. And so one of the chairs has its legs crossed and the other one has its arms. Like each chair is kind of dealing with it. And we deal with pain in a different way, each of us. And so some of us turtle. We just say like we just emotionally check out. Other people get funny. That's my go-to when I'm in a lot of pain. Like the more stress and anxiety I'm under, the funnier I get. It's my escape pod. And then other people get really quiet. That would be Sweet Maria. So to just know your tells, if you're playing poker, if I had like a 5 of anything, or I guess you're not supposed to have 5 of anything, but 4 of a kind, then that's where you get shot.
You're cheating.
You're not supposed to have 5 aces. Yeah. So I would have this big bird-eating grin. Like I couldn't hide it when I was happy. So just know your tells and know if you're turtling, you go like, this is a tell. And it tells a lot about what's going on, and know like, why are you doing what you're doing? And then even understanding your cadence in life. Like some of us, I don't know why I was thinking about car races, but some of us are pace cars and some of us are race cars. The pace car is actually going really slow and keeping everybody lined up behind them in order. And so I've met a couple of people in my life that are pace cars that are actually kind of blocking my path forward because I'm more of a race car. And so you can see all the analogies. You like, the race car pulls into the pit, and sometimes the race car hits the pit crew, and they're just there to help. And so there's
awesome.
spectators, and then there's the people on the inside of the court, like taking selfies with Taylor. And so to say, like, so why are you there? What did you come for? Most people don't want to see somebody really get injured, but they definitely go to races to see some bit metal. And so when there are people that have almost celebrate or voyeuristically like deal with your tragedy and make their tragedy or your tragedy their tragedy, they're just like sorting out what's going on here and then having a couple friends that are safe to sort it out with. Yeah.
That's right.
You would be among those people that you've gone through a lot, and you'd be really safe people to sort things out. 2 Corinthians 1, 3, and 4, like God comforts us in our afflictions so we can comfort other people with the comfort we receive from him. So I know when you're saying things, you're saying it with just a deep well of experience.
Yeah. I think one of the things too that keeps people from healing is that we compare pain all the time. So we think like my pain, even though it hurts me, isn't as bad as this person's pain. And so it's like we feel that we should squish it down or get rid of it somehow. And yet that's not how pain heals, right? Pain is pain is pain. Like you were saying, what would be some encouragements you guys would say to someone who feels like nobody's really bringing me casseroles or flowers over this pain, and I shouldn't be feeling this way, and all that shame brushes on? Like, what would you be saying to someone like that who may be thinking of coming to a retreat like this and hanging out with us?
Yeah. I'd find people that are the like relational version of Uber Eats, like that. If you call them, they will come. Like to let people know that you're actually in pain. So sometimes we're expecting people to figure out all the tells, like when he grabs his glasses, this is what it means. But like, I just figure your glasses are loose. Your friends don't know you're in pain. They just know you've just kind of dropped off the radar. And they may not be, they may actually be demonstrating a high level of friendship by giving you space when you actually don't need any space at all. A retreat is a great place to get real, get comfortable about saying the way it is, and make that normative to be in a loving, safe community.
Yeah. And bring home some of that play and rest. Oops, sorry.
It just reminds me of sometimes we feel like we have to act as though we have it all together, especially at home, because we're trying to be the strong person for a lot of people. And I think one cool thing about a retreat is nobody knows us really. And I think we can actually feel what we're feeling. The one thing that my temptation after a couple of really hard losses was to just kind of numb it out. Maybe I can just outrun this, or, maybe get a little dark chocolate or a margarita or something like that to make it go away. And I'll tell you, those things actually do work for a minute until they don't. And I think the point when they don't work is what I wish I had had some people a little farther down the road to maybe give me some ideas for how to actually be in it and to feel what you're feeling. I think one thing, Brandon, I think you said recently, that it's okay to not be okay, but it's also to be okay, which to me, I think a lot of times when we've been through a gigantic loss, we somehow feel like we need to cling on to that sadness for a really long time. And one of my hopes for this retreat is with all the stories that you guys share, and you guys have been through hard stuff and even currently some hard stuff, but to model and to show the common thread that I see with this whole team is people who are finding hope and laughing again and finding a bunch of joy. And to the outside world, it might not make sense, but that's what I hope some people might see who come.
I think just to piggyback off that, everyone has their hard. Everyone has their hard, right? And losing a spouse is really hard. So's losing a job. So's a divorce. So's the diagnosis. So's a tragedy. So there's so many things. So are an estranged parent. I mean, there's like, we all have hard. We all have hard. And to compare the hard, it's just not fair. It's not right. It's not what we do. It's not what we should do, right? We should show up where people are at and love them right where they are and love them through it. And I think that's what's so neat about what we've put together here. It's a safe place to show up. And you know what? Here's the deal. If you guys are thinking that Bob or Beth or myself or anyone in this panel, Jesse, thinks that you're going to show up and we're going to have all the wisdom in the world, and we're going to give you every answer, and you're going to go and you're going to dream, and that's not it. A lot of times what happens is it's not even the four of us. It's y'all coming together. It's creating this space for this community of people that are all struggling with something. Or if you're not, you might be going into a season where it might be there. That's what I learned, because I've been to a couple of Bob's retreats, and I learned, no offense, Bob, sometimes it wasn't Bob. It was the community. It was the people all around that Bob was able to bring together. And you had these aha moments. Now, I'll give Bob credit where it's due. Bob did give me my biggest aha for my book. So he will definitely show up. But it's not just us. It's not that. It's the people that you can sit with and say, oh my goodness, me too. Oh my gosh, you see me. You get me. And to create a space that you can come into with some me too. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I feel that. I feel you. I'm with you. You may not have all the answers, but man, just creating a space that you can come and feel those feels. I promise you'll leave in such a better place, and you'll be allowed. We'll give you permission to dream and to go and to soar and to do whatever that next thing is for you. And sometimes that's all we need. We need someone to hold that space. Yeah. Maybe not even giving you suggestions, just holding that space with you to allow you to do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it. And so we're going to be I see a lot of questions coming through. We're going to be putting in the comments, and then also I know Beth and Brandon, in my bio, you can see the link to the retreat itself, and also kind of like how to sign up. And we have made it a limited, we can have limited guests because we want to hear from you and we want it to be intimate. And if you know the magic of the Oaks and what Bob has built, it is really special. And those rooms are so that you're cozy and you feel good about the amount of people that are there. So make sure that you go check that out quickly. And let us know if you have questions. You can post them below and we'll try to answer them. But thank you so much. Look at this wealth of books that is represented here. I mean, Bob's aren't even all here. Or Beth's. But just come and get encouraged, and just know that you get to come as you, being authentic, being wherever you're at. And then we're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be some really meaningful conversations there, some really compelling questions and things that we're asking ourselves and others, but really we're going to have so much fun. We have all of these surprises planned, all this beauty there. And so really it's a place of fun and healing, connection. And I have found that I've read that 51% of people right now are lonely and they do not feel seen. And I think this is an opportunity to come and be seen and to see others and to pour into others as well at the same time as just being real and just being you, because you will make this retreat so special. We know it's you coming that will make it what it is. So thank you so much, everybody, for being here. And we'll try to answer some questions down below in the comments, but thank you so much, Beth and Bob and Brandon.
Thank you.
I can't wait.
Yes. Oh, so good. Beth, good to see you. Jesse,
You
Brandon.
too.
And if you're on the fence about coming to this, just do yourself a kindness. Just come. Like that, you're going to walk away with more clarity about where you are, and more clarity about who you are. You'll remember once again what you really want, and you'll vet it by asking, why do I want it? And like, these are the questions that we answer in community. So looking forward to being part of this, you guys.
Me too.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Okay,
We'll see
bye,
y'all.
everybody.
Bye-bye.